Hi everyone, welcome to Type Talks. Today we're here with Nick and Paige, and we're here to discuss the ESFP and ISFJ relationship. As you can see here, Nick is the ESFP and Paige is the ISFJ, and we're here to just talk about some stories between you both and just to get to know the dynamic better. So,
Oh, definitely. Well, where should we start? We would just met in college. Like, I was super random. I went up to her because I couldn't see very well. She couldn't see very well. I could see just fine, but I wasn't. I wasn't really like planning on, because it was a late class. It was one of those like the class after the class. It was with the TA classes. Yeah. So like my brain was fried. I was like, oh shoot, I'll just sit next to. Oh, here, look, there's a cute girl. I'll sit next to her. And then so that's how it happened. And then she was sitting alone. So I was like, ha ha ha. This person sitting alone is better than like a group. It was kind of harder to talk to them. Like, okay. And then I just made something. I was like, oh, do you have like the TA's email? And then she fell for it, obviously, because I'm a genius. And yeah, that's how we met. So
flawless, impeccable. And you sat at the front of a class because you were afraid you would fall asleep if you weren't. And
yeah,
and
exactly.
for her, I wonder why Paige was at the top of the class, why she sat at the front row.
Because my eyes are like really bad, like
Whoa.
glasses. But even though I wear contacts right now, I can't really see. And then I think like if I sit at the really front, I can be like more focused. So that's why I would like to like sit by myself alone at front, and then like I can be like more focused on studying. That's why I do it. But all my friends are on the back.
I had no friends.
Yeah. And then Nick will strike up a conversation with you if he notices something about you. Like, oh, you look Cantonese or you look Chinese. Are you?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. No, I was just like, oh, shoot. She kind of looks like she's a nice person. She's not going to be like, oh, get away from me. And then like, be like that. So I was like, oh, she looks very like a nice person, like a friendly individual. So then I was like, oh, yeah. And then funny thing was, I told you before, but I was like, I got her to go studying with me, which, I'm a genius, of course, so I can help her solve math problems, which only took me 2 hours to solve one problem set. And then after that, I was walking her to the bus stop. And then literally as she was going to go on the bus, like I had nothing else. I was like, oh, man, well, never seeing this person again. Yeah, like he wants to go home. And then I was like, hey, are you, so what are you? Are you like Cantonese? Or you like, and then that's how we hit it off. So Dave, Hail Mary.
Yeah, expert hitting on people's skills.
Yeah. Hey, it can just be for friends. It doesn't have to be for anything.
Exactly. Yeah. And then Nick, you also have a playful side, so sometimes you like to troll people. I wonder how Paige deals with your trolling, if you ever troll her.
I don't think so, right? Well, sometimes he I won't say that's trolling, but sometimes he's like, making some like funny faces or like doing something. I think it's really funny.
Yeah, I think maybe it has to do with like the SC-ness, but I definitely like I'm just more in the moment if I'm trying to like make someone like maybe feel better or like just crack a joke. It has to be like over the top, like stupid stuff, like lowbrow stuff, So
Yeah, and to keep things fun, like you like to mess with the environment just to stimulate you so you don't fall asleep. So that's like gotta keep things interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think like I'll just start thinking about something else. Like in class, I never like if the lecture goes on and on and on and it's like way too intuitive, and then I'm just like, God, like even if it's too many like details, and then I'll just like start thinking like, oh, what should I eat later? Maybe I should like get some chicken over rice, or like some random stuff.
That's him.
Yeah. You mentioned how you have ADHD too, and so that's
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool. And so I'm curious what you both love about each other the most.
You want to go first, or should I go first?
I'll
go first. So she's literally the most caring, amazing, like beautiful, like everything you want in a package. That's a person, that's a partner. Ooh, wow. She's like everything, you know what I mean? Like there's literally, I couldn't find anybody who's like her, not that I go to many parties at all. I literally like, I don't get around so much, I just go to the gym, go home, watch some YouTube or something. But like, she's like absolutely perfect. Like everything I think like even like all human beings are gonna have arguments, but I think she's like the perfect fit for me. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. And you mentioned how, like, she notices things like how you're hungry or other signals too, just so fluidly as
definitely,
well. Yeah.
definitely. The hunger. What they say? The stomach is the way to a person's heart. You know, keep it 100.
Yeah, and you notice when he's tired too before he knows he's tired.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, what do you love about me?
I think well, of course he's like really caring, and then he's like very genuine, and then I feel like when I talk to him, I can be like a true self, and I don't need to be like thinking about, oh, what's behind the line, or like, oh, do you have like double meanings or something like that. I can just like totally trust him, and then like heart to heart.
He's like basically a dumb animal that she can control. Like, yo,
No,
if I press this button, he'll go this way.
No, really, but I just like love like how like it's really comfortable and really like comfy to like stay with him, and then I can be my true self, and then I don't know, I just like feel so relaxed by sitting next to him, and I feel like very protective, like because I know he's always there, and he's always like have my back and supporting me whatever I do. So I feel like, oh, it's just like, I don't know, it's really really like it makes me feel like, oh, it's like, oh wow,
it's an easy relationship.
Every day is a great day.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it the Myers-Briggs golden pairing, so it's interesting to learn firsthand about the amazing compatibility between you two, so
Nice.
yeah. I'm curious about your experience of routine versus newness. How do you guys experience that in the relationship?
Ooh. I would say I'll probably go first if it's like something new. If it's like really new, like literally I can't like frame of reference anything, I can't like TE anything to something, then I'll just shoot the shit or something. Like I'll do something like stupid to like break the tension. Like, ooh, you know what I mean? If that doesn't work, then I'm like, I don't want to cuss, but like then I'm like effed, you know? Then I'm like, I go to kind of like an ISFJ shadow, or like, you know, and then I'm just like sitting there like, you know, I don't say anything. But yeah, that's usually how it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think like it depends. If it's like new stuff that I've never been, I'm really curious to try to see if I like it or not. But if it's like new people, like meeting new people, then I'll be like, oh, I just want to be like invisible.
Yeah,
I just want to sit there.
See, that's the thing. I guess the kind of the exact opposite. It's like it's a person. Like to me, it's just another person. Like, yeah, their cognition's different, their experiences are different, but they're just a person. You know what I mean? Like if I can make them laugh, like it's kind of like almost like a gotcha moment, but not really. I just like making them laugh to break tension. But to me, like if it's new people, as long as they're not like a crazy psychopath or something, it's fine by me. But like something like to do that's new, she's like, yeah, she'll try anything once. So it's like
to see if I like it or not. If I don't like it, then I won't do it again.
Yeah.
But if it's like new people, or like I don't know them at the first place, then I will be like pretty quiet, and I will be polite, but I will be like really quiet, and then just sit there, and then maybe like drink something.
Yeah, even with her own coworker, I had to be like the conversationalist. I was like, because we were at a work event, and then I was like, dude, why weren't you talking to your coworker? She's your coworker. Like, why am I leading the conversation? Like, well, you know what I mean? And she's like, no, you should have talked more. I was like, that's your coworker, man. Like, what are you talking about?
But for me, it's like, because that's a new like situation, because like I talk to my coworker like individually, like it's really like fluent, I would say, like very smooth. But when like when you join, and then like there's like
awkward.
Yeah, no, like oh, come on.
How did I make it awkward?
I want to leave.
What the hell?
Because you guys don't know each other.
Yeah, I hate her. No,
yeah, so I was like, okay.
It's great that like Nick can start conversations or break the ice, and then like Paige is there to be polite and make sure that everything is being socially appropriate and she's being kind and warm and perfect, like Nick says. The definition of perfect is really Paige. So
Yeah, I think like I feel really comfortable like when like we both go to like a party or like go to like a friend meeting group or something, because there's like a lot of people, someone I don't know, someone I know, and then like sometimes I'm being like a little awkward and I don't know what to say. I think I would be doing better with like person individually, but not a group of people. But like when like we both together like go to like a party and stuff, I will feel very comfortable if like he's next to me, because he's always like, you know, initiated, and then he's always like start a conversation. I can just like stand there and laugh and like eat food and then I was like, oh funny, ha. Like it's really comfortable and I like it. I really enjoy it.
I will say like if I can't, because to me, like I guess the FI needs something that like I genuinely have an interest in. If I'm talking to someone, if they literally have nothing that I'm interested in that we can connect over, it might be a little bit harder. We'll just talk about super general stuff like, oh, how is the weather? Do you like Pokemon? I don't know, like whatever, just super general stuff.
yeah, and you mentioned when you see someone alone, you want to include them, but if
Yeah.
the conversation's still really awkward for a while, then you might just like leave and segue out. It's like you're good at initiating the thing, but maybe the follow through is depending on if your FI is into it. It's like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or if they're like super, you know, quote unquote weird or whatever, like, or if they're just like, who are you? You know what I mean? Then I'll be like, all right, fine, whatever. See you.
yeah, exactly. And I'm curious about your interests. So I know that Nick is into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm curious about how that applies to you as an ESFP, and maybe we could go through Paige and what she likes too, just to learn more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've always been like interested in martial arts and stuff. Maybe I've never, you know, thought about it as like a type thing before. But yeah, like ever since I was young, I did like wushu or whatever, or like taekwondo until I messed up my knee. And then I was like a depressed little boy. I couldn't do it. And then, you know, I found jujitsu. I did some lifting in college. I was like, oh, jujitsu, you can scoot on your butt and then like you can still do it. So that's how I, you know, that's why I do it. But like, again, it's very like, I mean, it could be anything. It could be like if I was doing baseball from like when I was a child or something, or out of the womb, then I'll probably be like, oh, I love baseball. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned you learn more through actually doing it than exact instructions because you forget those.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would say like I was just watching like some YouTube instructional before. I just went to like practice, like light practice, and then I was like watching a YouTube video, and the guy had to explain it, not in terms of like, oh, you know, it's like concepts are good. Like I like the NI concepts, but if it's like too detailed, I'll forget it. But he's like, oh yeah, just put your knee to your head, and then like that's how you get in the position. I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense, and then that helped me with the move. So that was like one detail. So yeah, but I got to do it over and over again. Yeah. So, what are your interests other than your cats and your baby, your baby? She has no interest.
No, I like knitting. That's my yeah. I love to like make like new sweaters. Like every day I'm like knitting. I really enjoy the moment like sitting there.
Yeah, I can never
doing
relate.
that like very passionately, you know, like, and then like finally have like a beautiful sweaters with all the patterns I liked, and I really like it, and then put like all the pieces together. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yes, requires patience sitting there. Amazing. And that's very artistic endeavor too. Yeah, awesome.
He can't do it because we I mean, like I need like when we like watch TV or stuff like that, but like he cannot sit there, like for long. Like he has to do something. Like he has to grab a drink or like grab a snack or like, you know, play with our yoga ball or like I don't know. He just has so much things to do while we're watching like a 1 hour show.
Oh yeah, it pisses her off.
And
that's what she's trying to get at. She just pisses her off.
Yeah, and then I'm like, can you stop? stop? Like, it's annoying. You can't just sit there and watch like an hour show. It's just an hour.
It's just a documentary about gorillas that are like super slow, and this gorilla will be.
And then you just like keep doing what he's like to do. Why you just can't sit there like still? Like, why are you moving around?
Yeah, and ESFPs and ESTPs, they have a lot of pent-up energy, and so they need to get up eventually because they get antsy if they sit down and watch a movie for too long. And so I love how that's like an interesting difference between you guys.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, she'll just sit there and she won't change positions or anything. She'll just be knitting for like hours. And I would have done like 10 other random things. I'll just sit there and I was just like, oh, you're in the same position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you were gonna say something. I cut you off.
Oh, no, I'm just like, I don't really like to move. I love to sit there.
What other differences do you guys notice in your relationship?
I would say like probably almost everything. I mean, it's compatible, but it's not like there's nothing like, oh, I'm competing, because I'm like let's be real, like I'm more vain, like I care more about my reputation probably. So like if someone's like stomps on my reputation, I'll be like, this guy. But she doesn't really care about that. She's more about like the group ethics, obviously. And then I have like, with the NI, like I'm aspirational. Like sometimes I like get in like conspiracy theory mode and I talk to her and then she just doesn't care. She's like, okay, whatever, dude. And I just like ramble on. So that's probably the main differences. Yeah, and I try to get her to the gym. I try to get her to deadlift. She wouldn't deadlift, so she cried.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort, pain, sweat, tears. So I guess maybe that speaks to a comfort element. Maybe deadlifting is not comfortable, or I wonder why Paige deadlifts don't appeal to you.
It's just I don't really like sweats, and I don't like to like weightlifting because I feel like that's like more like a man stuff. And then I would like to do like I don't know, like elliptical or like
she
jogging
yeah,
you know, something like that.
She likes Pilates or
stuff,
whatever.
like Pilates. Like I would do those things more, but I feel like, because like weightlifting, you have to with that like tense, like I mean like
tense up your
tense
body.
up, you have to like you have to pump, and then I'm like you know what, I would like to do something like on and on and on and continuing.
That's what I love about weightlifting. It's like the low reps, the high volume, and then I just like crank up the it's either heavy metal or like rap or something, and then
and then sometimes that's like he go to the gym like maybe like just like 20 minutes just to like do like couple sets, and then he goes home, and then I'll be like, why you go there, so why do you spend like more time in the gym, like maybe weightlifting, and then like go jog a little bit or like do some like cardio stuff, and then like do it for at least an hour before you go home. Then why do you spend like 30 minutes and then you go home already? Why? So that's I don't really understand. And then you have to like dress up, you have to drive to the gym.
No, you don't. You just dress like this. You just dress like this.
I don't really do it. Like I would just like, so that's why I was like, I would like to just at home and then like watch some YouTube and follow them, and maybe do some Pilates class. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Those YouTube workouts are harder than like the gym, because like you do a lot of sets or not, a lot of reps. I don't know what type this cat is, but
the cat has joined the building.
I think he's an extrovert too. He's definitely he's probably like an ESFP. He's like an ESFP
conversation.
Yeah, he loves it. So.
Yeah. And it's very fitting that your wife got an ESFP cat. It's foreshadowing. So
yeah, probably. Yeah, he like is super talkative. He initiates with everyone. He isn't afraid of anything. Well, he's afraid of everything. But he initiates with everyone.
Oh, that's lovely. And so I'm curious, what are your values, I guess, for the both of you?
Ooh, values. I would say my values is definitely more aligned to like, well, first of all, like family. I want to set a good example for my son, who's probably not going to make it to this. But yeah, I want to set good like I want him to like have a good frame of reference for when he's an adult. Be like, okay, this is one way to live life. You know what I mean? And then yeah, to like other people, like if I ever get better at jujitsu, then maybe if I'm like coaching people, then I'll be like, hey, you know, there's many ways to do it, blah 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 blah. Like I want to leave a little bit of impact, because I feel like that's pretty important. Like in life, like you're given a gift or whatever in life, like it's a miracle that we're all here. I feel like I should do something definitely for the family and like for other people as well. So leaving with a little impact or whatever. So
Me is family first. Like for me, I like families is everything to me. And then like as a, you know, new mom,
yeah.
I want to be like a, I don't know, like a good model for my kid. And then so that's why like before I don't really care, but now I do like watch out for like my behavior, the way I talk.
Her watching out for her behavior is controlling me.
Yeah, like no, you cannot do this because your son is watching. Like I'll do this. Like no, don't do that. Oh no, don't say that. And like something like this. Like I would like to have like a good, you know,
role model.
Role model for him, because I feel like having him is more like you look at yourself in the mirror. So I like it like I warn myself like every day. It's like, oh yeah, you don't need to be like a bad person, but you have to be like, I don't know, like the best person that you can be. So so that's why I tell myself like, oh yeah, I have to be, you know, like good. I have to be, you know, like genuine, and then I have to be polite. I have to, you know, don't act like crazy, or like don't act like super emotionally. Like I have to calm, I have to be patient, like something like that. So I keep telling myself to do this because I feel like, oh, my son is watching me. Like I can't do something, you know, not good for him. That's what I think. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you're always working so your future son is able to have a good role model. I think that's amazing. Yeah, and you're always herding cats, and Nick is a cat that you're herding.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you described
Mm.
it exactly. Because like I probably reminded her, because she adopted Summer first, and then she was like, "Oh, this guy is like Summer, so I can talk to him. He's whatever. It's just another cat person." Yeah.
Makes sense. And what is a quirk that each one of you have that you find adorable, but it is like a idiosyncrasy you notice the other person?
I would say probably like you were saying, she can tell when like I'm like I'm hungry before I'm hungry, or like I'm tired before I'm tired. What am I trying to say? But then again, sometimes it's like, oh wow, how'd you know this? This is like amazing. But then it's like, oh shit, you know, like I don't want to like give her too much negative, because like I feel like it's hard. Like if I was her, if I was an ISFJ, and then I'm always like reacting to people's emotions like me, and then like it would be like a very tough position. So I'm like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't like look so angry when I'm hungry or something. You know what I mean? So it's more on me, if that makes sense. So yeah.
Me is like I feel like, because some like always like if I'm upset, and then Nick is always there, like he doesn't need to do like a big stuff or like give me gift or anything, but he was always like be there and then listen to me. And then sometimes he'll be like, it's okay, no worries, like you're great, you're best, like don't give yourself like so much pressure. Like that's what I love. But at the same time I feel like, oh my god, because I always think things like really negatively. So I think like, oh yeah, I shouldn't be that negative, because he is always positive. Like, he always like very, you know, energetic, and then like very, you know, like yeah, do it like this. ADHD. So I was like, I shouldn't be like that negative. That may like affect him. So I just like try not to like say something like super negative, and then try to hold on to myself. Talk to myself like, yeah, it should be fine, it should be fine. But yeah, I feel like sometimes I like say something or think something like really negative, but he always like help me, and then like he always say like, oh yeah, no, you're great, like don't think that, nobody thinks like that, You're
for sure.
awesome, like something like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think that's very insightful. We can dive deeper into the ISFJ negativity at times. Like, let's say when it comes to risk taking, these types are also very different too. And so, oftentimes, ISFJs with inferior extroverted intuition, like, let's say hypothetically, someone invests 10,000 in Bitcoin randomly out of nowhere. Like, that could like cause an ISFJ to be like, wait, why are you investing that? Or have you double checked if that's like safe or like that's you're doing something good with your money? And like I was wondering, Nick, if you could expand maybe if you have any
Oh,
thoughts on them.
oh, definitely. I always this is my okay. I wake up, I go to jujitsu, I do some work, and then I go home and I tell Paige like, there's this new like wholesaling thing, and I should invest like $1,000 in, or like, oh, I'm gonna join a new gym. It's gonna be like $1,000, but it's for the whole year. And it's like every time it like, I know it triggers her, but she's like trying to hold back. She's like,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's our experience. It's I'm always the one with the wacky ideas. I haven't explored Bitcoin enough. My TI Trickster is too not dumb, but like too tricky for me to like learn all about it. But once I learn about the blockchain, here we go. Summer and Paige will have a good time listening to my pitch.
See, he's like always very positive, and I'm always like negative. Like, how do you know this is good? You're like, what? Like, did you do like enough like research? Like, have you done any like I don't know? It's just like, how do you know this is always good? Like that's
no. There's a master class about Bitcoin. It's like if I don't buy it now, it's only $97 per month. That's how it goes.
Yeah, and I'll be like, no. But like they can be lying.
No. They're not
they
liars.
Always just show you that like how what's the big profit, but like they're like you can't even see like what's behind the scene, like blah blah blah. That's why I say.
But you know what's great about me is I guess if I am scammed, then I probably won't really know, or like I'll just be like, you know what, la 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 la, on to the next thing, la 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 la.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, whereas Paige will remember it if she's scammed.
Yeah, for sure. She was. Oh, we were talking about this. Like, I don't know if you interviewed or whatever the other SI users, high SI users. Like, if she looked at something that was a bad experience, she'll immediately reference all the bad experiences that she's had, like with this AirPods or something, and then she'll be like talking about it in her mind. Like, I don't do that. Like, if I don't have like pictures or whatever, or like look back, I'll literally forget all of it. Like, I'll be like, I can't even tell you like, what 16, like what the fuck, like what was I doing? Like maybe I was doing some taekwondo or something, but I was literally doing nothing, maybe playing some video games or something. But like if it's like very specific to her, like she can remember like a lot of details, but it has to come with like
Something.
it has to come with like some social stuff. It can't be like, oh, this like an ISTJ is like, I remember this computer, it is 150, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you talk about computers while sounding like a computer too. It's perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so thank you, Paige and Nick, for coming out today and sharing the ISFJ and ESFP relationship dynamic. I can see that Nick is more of the risk taker. He's chill whenever something happens. He still has a positive attitude about it, and he forgets about it quickly if it's a bad experience. It seems like, Paige, you tend to have more discernment of experiences, but that tends to make you more negative in a sense. But also, you are very good at making sure people take good risks too. And you're very kind, warm, a lovely human being, and as Nick says, perfect. There is you define perfect. I love how he's always trying to frame you both. Like, look at us. Yeah. And it seems like Nick, you have like a desire to interact with things around you. You're always like playing with something or doing something or looking at something. Whereas like Paige is more okay with being still, is also what I learned from this too. And you both have great chemistry, and I see there's a lot of love between you both. Nick was like, "Oh, I'm gonna talk to this girl. She seems really interesting to me." And from there, it seems like that you have a lovely story. I love how he's always starting these trends. He's like, "Hey, look, give the heart. Let's give the heart."
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Let me tell you about.
Oh yeah. Feel free to continue. Yeah.
No. I was just trolling. I was like, let me talk to you about Bitcoin. Here's my pitch.
Yeah, it's like sometimes the ESFP for fun will just poke at spots they know might provoke you to just get a reaction. I feel like if someone who's playful and fun is okay with mocking you, it means that they like you enough to do it. Otherwise, they would just be not playful. So,
Yeah.
thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you all in the next episode. Take care. Bye.